So the question is, who owns Dominion? Because it's called what? It's a Canadian company. It's like, okay, well, that's weird. You'd have a foreign company that owns your voting tabulating software.
I mean, they would argue they're American Canadian, but
maybe they would.
Why is your headquarters in Toronto?
Maybe they would, but A, why is the headquarters in Toronto? But B, why don't we actually know who owns Dominion? Because this is a 2019 NBC News piece, not a partisan right-wing source, not something that's been thrown up in the wake of this new scandal since the election.
A partisan left-wing source.
It's a partisan left-wing source, and in a period of calm and peace where there was no great focus on this. They say, Chinese parts hidden ownership growing scrutiny inside America's biggest maker of voting machines. Doesn't exactly put your mind at ease from the very issue, the title. But they say the issue took on greater urgency after the FBI disclosed in July 2018 that a Russian oligarch had invested in the Maryland Services election firm. Officials in Maryland and North Carolina have started questioning voting machine makers about potential foreign ownership. Because it is privately owned, ES&S, which is the company above them, I think, is not legally obliged to reveal its ownership or any other details about its finances, although the spokesman did confirm that the company generated about $100 million in sales last year. Their bylaws prevented them from revealing other individual investors, but affirmed that they are all US citizens or trusts or corporations owned by Americans.
You might not be legally obliged, but if you don't, you get nationalized.
Yeah.
So
I'll just take your word for it then. If you just say that that's the case, I guess there's nothing further to look at. But
this is why when Facebook gets trialed in front of the U.S. Congress, they say, "Can you call this?" They're being nice. If you don't do it, we're going to make you do it.
Yeah.
So
they have subpoena power. They could force all of this, and honestly, I think they probably will. So we don't know who owns Dominion. NBC couldn't find out. They won't tell us. We're just supposed to take their word for it. But we do know that Dominion received, as we reported on the loadseaters.com and did a segment about a while ago, that Dominion received $400 million from a China-linked or CCP-linked Swiss bank account. This was the US Securities and Exchange Commission filed a report stating that Dominion Voting Systems received this payment and that the payment was made to Staple Street Capital, a middle marketing equity firm, and it goes through various layers of companies because that's how they do these things, probably in a deliberate attempt to obscure where the actual money is coming from. The payment was made by UBS Securities, or a subsidiary company of the Swiss investment bank UBS. Despite UBS Securities being a New York-based company, 3 of the 4 board members are Chinese. 1 of the board members has worked for the Chinese Communist Party Central Bank and the entirely government-owned Bank of China. But there's a lot that suggests, Dominion might well be compromised.